Hey guys, this is Dr.AZNstarcraft. This is What the Hell is That? Episode 3. We have Wicked Smith, the red Protoss on the bottom left hand side. And we have Freak Sheet, the blue Zerg up on the top right. Okay, the map is Steps of War. The things to know about Steps of War is you have a really short rush distance. You have a small match, or you have a small ramp going up here. And you have into your natural or into your main, and then you have another ramp and a very easy to grab natural. You also have some rocks over here to your third base. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Our Zerg players sort of just spamming for some reason. I have no idea what's going on there. So we'll see what happens. Our Protoss player is going to be walling off here, so we'll see what happens. And so yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this What the Hell is That series. I haven't gotten much feedback on it. You guys seem to like it. I've gotten some emails saying they like it, but I mean, I just wanted to see what you guys wanted to see. Okay, we have spawning pool going up for our Zerg player. It's a 10 pool. And they're continuing to talk here. So I'm assuming they're friends here. And they're just sort of playing around. So usually that's when you see some really weird builds. You don't really see weird builds in ladder. You do occasionally, but I mean most of the time it's friends builds. Okay, so we have a queen coming out. No Zerglings yet. They are killing this scouting probe. So yeah, just continuing to make drones and getting a queen. So not too much going on right now. And the standard gateway just finishing. You really can't get any more standard than this. So, we'll see what happens. This is a platinum level replay. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So this scouting overlord is finally getting over here. And he's going to survive because the cybernetics core isn't finished yet. So he is happy as a clam. Actually, no, he's backing up. Okay, now, what is he doing? He's backing it up and moving it around. Okay, so, we have another overlord coming over here. Wow, we have a lot of stuff coming over here. Okay, so we have this queen. She's just sort of rushing over here. I don't know what she's doing. Let's speed this up real quick. She laid down a creep tumor. Now he has 6 Zerglings, and they're all following this queen. So we'll see where this queen's going. We'll speed it up here a little bit. So he does have another gateway coming out. He does have warp gate and a sentry. Okay, oh, he's building a hatchery. Oh, just for a creep tumor. And now he's building spine crawlers. That's genius. Okay, you guys, let's go over what he did there. He built a hatchery to build initial creep. Then on that creep, he put a creep tumor so he can spread it and put spine crawlers down. That's genius. Really is genius. Okay, so now he's holding him off with Zerglings. The Protoss player really doesn't know what he has. He's just trying to buy time for these spine crawlers to finish. Which one is, and the second one is right now. Okay, so we have spine crawlers being moved up. We have more spine crawlers being built. We have warp gate finally finishing. Our Protoss player does have 4 warp gates. Throwing down a forge as well. Probably going to get some cannons. He has 3 queens now. And he's continuing to move these spine crawlers up. And let's see how this battle goes down. Just continuing to make spine crawlers. Gonna eventually take down this forward pylon. Our Protoss player is in a really bad spot here. He's fully contained. He does have his forge out. Let's see what he does at forge. He might throw down some cannons. Yes, he is. He's starting to throw down cannon. This gateway is going down soon. He's scrambling here. He's scrambling. Okay, so we have 3 queens here. He has to make sure to keep these queens alive to... There we go. There's the transfuse. Healing up that spine crawler. Transfuse can be so difficult to deal with, especially with this many queens. There is now a cannon up. Another transfuse going down. Another queen coming in. And finally one spine crawler does go down. He needs to transfuse. Transfusing this spine crawler up top. Loses another spine crawler. Using some Zerglings to try to take out this cannon. Okay, what our Protoss player could do here is either just forget about everything, try to hold this off with what units he has, and get like a starport or something and just go attack the main. Our Zerg player isn't expanding, so I mean this contain isn't going to last forever if he just does that. Or just leave him alone. Leave him alone, build up units in your base, and just try to push down this ramp with whatever he has. That's just about anything he can do. So he's just trying to pick these off, staying just out of range. Well, kind of out of range. The creep is up to the top now, so he does have high ground vision, so he can see these cannons. These cannons are getting taken out. The first cannon goes down. This other pylon's going down soon. The creep on the high ground is really giving him the advantage here. He now has 5 queens, but only 3 spine crawlers. Another spine crawler coming in. He did warp in more zealots. I would have preferred to see him warp in stalkers so he could shoot down these spine crawlers from a distance. But I guess he could use these zealots as cannon fodder, sort of like a human shield or a zealot shield. Okay, now he has some more stalkers out. See how these stalkers are pretty much useless, just kind of taking up damage, soaking up damage. But that transfuse going down, just keeping those spine crawlers alive for so long. Okay, so now all that's left are 4 stalkers to deal with all these spine crawlers, and we have some more drones coming up here. I don't know what they're doing. They're just going into their death. So now he's making more stalkers. He has some more zealots. What's he doing in his main base? Nothing. He's just continuing to produce queens. He has more queens, more spine crawlers. He has about 6 queens now. That's a lot of queens. Okay, so let's speed this up. Still same thing going on. Our Protoss player is kind of banging his head against the wall here. He does have a starport, like I said. He is getting out of Void Ray. He needs to make sure to not push too early with that Void Ray. He wants to make sure that he has enough Void Rays to deal with all these queens. Queens can deal with Void Rays so quickly. Okay, so he has 1 Void Ray. It is heading over to the main base. I would be waiting right now. He should be waiting. And there goes another Void Ray. Okay, so these Void Rays are meeting up. He does have a lot of zealots right now. Okay, so he does now have an evolution chamber, and he should be getting. He is keeping a queen in his main base, and he should be getting some defense here soon, if he wants to stay alive in this game, and not lose to these Void Rays. So this queen's gonna be taken out. The first queen does go down. The second one trying to snipe the Void Ray. No, not gonna happen. Continuing to make drones, trying to get these spore crawlers out as quickly as possible. He does get the spore crawlers out, and he is safe from this Void Ray attack. And he has so many queens up here that these Void Rays will be null and void. So he did get those Void Rays out too slow. He is expanding now. Our Zerg player is expanding down to the Protoss base, the Protoss player's natural base. Looks like he's just using these Void Rays to scout, try to pick off some extra queens, scouting for expansions. And yeah, the only thing that I would say the Protoss player needs to do is build up forces like he is right now, and just push. One last final push to try to break this ramp, break this contain. That is a lot of queens. He cannot deal with that. He has his hatchery up here, and he is starting to produce queens. Out of this hatchery, he is making queens. And there we go. There's the last final push. He's trying to push out of here. There's a big push. A lot of transfuses going down on these queens. None of these queens have fallen. He has about 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 9 queens. 9 queens here. And a lot of spore crawlers. He has spore crawlers, spine crawlers, all kinds of crawlers. All he needs are creepy crawlers. They don't play with creepy crawlers when they're little. I don't know. It's like a toy when I was little. If you know what creepy crawlers are, like this video. Yeah, see? Okay, Wicked Smith says, I can't really think of a way to stop that. Freak Sheet smiles and said fun. It is fun. Wicked Smith said not for me. Okay, so again, transfuse is going down on that spine crawler, trying to take out this cannon, and it does fairly easily. There are a lot of spine crawlers there. At this point in the game, there's absolutely nothing that the Protoss player could do other than mass up Void Rays or maybe get some Colossus. Okay, his main base, the Protoss player's main base is now mined out, so he cannot do anything else. So this game is basically done. This full-on contain. He now has a full creep highway, so this queen's going to be able to get here extremely quickly from his main base. More spine crawlers but continuing to be made. Trying to move the spine crawler up to the fort. Up to the high ground. He does. He does get one spine crawler up on the high ground. Okay, so now we're just waiting for this imminent defeat. Let's speed this up a little bit. These probes trying to come in here, doing absolutely nothing. We have a ton of queens. We have these Void Rays coming in to take out the natural base, or the expo, not the expo, the main base, which he does. But then he just transferred these over here. He gets them to a safe spot where all these queens are. And this game is GG. We're just waiting for him to finish everything off. Coming down to stop all these Void Rays. These Void Rays are absolutely useless at this point. And yeah, that's game. Okay. So we saw mass queens and spine crawlers. What could the Protoss player have done to stop or prevent this from happening? Okay, so we saw earlier where he used the hatchery, got initial creep, put a creep tumor down to spread that creep, and built spine crawlers. Now, if the Protoss player, he did have enough forces. If he put spine crawlers, enough spine crawlers, or not spine crawlers, if he used his units and just pushed on the spine crawlers before they were finished, he would have won the game very easily. Okay, the thing is that he assumed there were more units than there were, and he backed up. If he would have maybe used one zealot to just sort of scout out and see that those spine crawlers weren't done yet, that he had more units and he could have pushed out, then it would have been a lot more useful. Okay, also, if he teched up to Void Race faster and just attacked the main base, there would have been nothing, and the game would have been over as well. Okay, so what did our Zerg player do well? I think that was a very, very well executed mass queen spine crawler rush, or well, it wasn't really a rush. So I mean, that hatchery play was genius. He expanded to the national base, which is sort of like just sort of slap in the face. A lot of transfuses. He used transfuse very well. Continued to get queens, continued to get spine crawlers, just kept up. Even got some defenses up here at his main base just in case. So yeah, I just think it's a very well played game by the Zerg player. But our Protoss player could have done things to prevent it. But once it got to a certain point, this game was basically over. So that's What the Hell Is That episode 3. I'll be back tomorrow with Dr.Starcraft. And I'll see you guys later.